Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Almighty Green Talons. And I am bringing this video to you guys pertaining to the keys to victory. And this is the Eagles' first playoff game of the season. We play the Green Bay Packers tomorrow. Well, actually today, in the next 15 hours, probably from now, the Eagles will be playing the Packers, which is an afternoon game, 1 o'clock game, and this is my key to victory. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. But before I begin, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell on top, and don't forget to also comment when the video is complete, because I want to know what you guys are thinking about today's game. Now, let's begin, shall we? All right. It's simple. The Eagles have a mixture of veterans and youth on the team. We are the youngest team in the NFL, bar none. Some of these guys have major playoff experience based off from the last 3 or 4 years. The Eagles have been to the playoffs. And we gonna say 3 or 4 years or 3 or 5 years, because 2 of those 3, you gotta think about it. Nick Sirianni became head coach of the Eagles in 2021. Took the Eagles to their first playoff game that year, 22. We went that year and went to let me see, what was it? Hold on, let me backtrack. I'm maybe thinking a little bit too far ahead. Hold on. 23, the Eagles went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. 23, we went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. 22 is when we went, what was it? We went to the playoffs and lost to, let me see, 21, 22, 23. 24, which is this year. 23, we went to playoffs and lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first round of the division at 23. 22, we went to the Super Bowl and lost to Kansas City Chiefs. And we lost to Tampa Bay again in 2021 when the Eagles went 9-8. There we go. Now I got it correct. But those were But before that year, before Nick Sirianni became head coach, Doug Peterson was the head coach, and the Eagles did make the playoffs in the last year that he became that he was the final when he was fired that year, which was 2020. We didn't make the playoffs, so that's why I said 3 or 5 or maybe 4 or 5, depending on how you look at it. So the Eagles during the course of that time had issues with the draft status. The Eagles were drafting players, and some of these players didn't work out. Then when we had some coaches who wasn't developing players. See, now the Eagles got some coaches who are developing players and putting these guys in position to win games. The Eagles haven't had that in years. They dating all the way back to actually Chip Kelly. If you think about it, when Chip Kelly brought in his coaching staff, this coaching staff developed the Eagles, the Eagles defensive line and offensive line. You got to think about the coaches that we had at the time. Then when Doug Peterson became head coach, Peterson brought in his coaching staff. He kept some of the guys that from Chip Kelly's staff, and some of the guys he did not keep. And majority of the ones that he didn't keep were guys who developed the Eagles' offense and defensive lines. So the Eagles didn't have no developmental players or developmental coaches to help put these guys in position to win. The last year of Doug Peterson's coaching career with the Eagles, he lost a lot of coaches. He lost some developmental guys who left prior to Chip Kelly's staff, and some of these guys were fired and went to other coaching staffs. And so that's where all your developmental players, developmental coaches were lost. So 23, 22, and 21. Those actually 22. When you equal 22, 23, 22 when they went to the Super Bowl. That's the last time the Eagles had some good players that were at developmental stages. You know what I'm saying? So now with the new coaching staff who are developing players and putting these guys in position to win games, it's now or never. And so we got these young guys. We got four of these guys are from the University of Georgia. We talking about Jalen Carter, who's second team All-Pro, who I thought was a first team All-Pro, so that was a mistake on my part. Then you got Jordan Davis. Then you got Nolan Smith, who's having a breakout year. I think he had 6.5 sacks, I believe. Then you got let me see who else. I think and the Kobe Dean. Those are your four guys on the Eagles two that have done real well from the last couple of years. Actually the last couple, last 1, 2, and 3 years of drafting from the University of Georgia and other conference, other SEC players from the SEC. The Eagles got a lot of players from the SEC on their team, and I'm talking about Alabama, talking about Georgia, talking about let me see who else. Alabama, Georgia, most of them two schools really, and you may have a couple of other players from the SEC on their staff as well, and some are from the ACC, MAC-10, MAC-12, Pac-10, Pac-12. You know, you name it, that whole and Kusa. So you got a lot of players from different schools on this team, but most of them are from the SEC that I mentioned earlier in this video. So we got the youngest staff, we got the youngest coaching, not young coaching staff, but the youngest players in the NFL on this team, and these guys are prime NFL ready. So you got to look at some of the Georgian and Alabama players that have been to the playoffs as college, but they never been to the NFL playoffs, which they're about to experience. So I'm gonna say this: a lot of these guys on offense and defense who have won championships won college championships on this team, it shouldn't be too big for them. Shouldn't be. So these guys should be primed and ready to roll in tomorrow's game against Green Bay. Now, we played Green Bay in week 1 in Brazil and won the game 34-28. I think that's what the game 34-28. It was a close game. We won by 7. It was a close game. So this game probably gonna be the same. But Green Bay is gonna come in there ready to roll. They're gonna come ready to roll. They missed some key players on offense and defense. A couple of their receivers, and they got a DB that's hurt. So they missed, and they got, and I think a defensive end or tackle. One defensive end, defensive tackle. One of them guys are hurt on Green Bay defensive front. So, but Green Bay defense are probably they top 5 against the run. So the Eagles should be able to pass pretty well on the Green Bay defense. So I'm hoping that Jalen Hurts can at least throw for 250 to 300 yards and probably 2 touchdowns against the Green Bay team, and probably a couple of tush pushes. You know what I'm saying? If in the end zone, I don't expect too many tush pushes. At least 1 or 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give predictions. I never do. So overall, this Eagles team should win this game. Should. You know what I'm saying? It's a home game. Then after this game, we wait for another opponent before going to the Detroit Lions for the NFC Conference Championship game. Cause the Lions are more likely to hold their own at home. They're more likely to do so. The Eagles might have to go up to Detroit and try to win up there. It's gonna be a difficult task because it's extremely cold up there. It's loud. It's one of the loudest things in the NFL, and it's gonna be rugged if the Eagles make it that far. We'll see what happens with the Green Bay game, because like I said, one game at a time, and so we'll see what happens. A lot of these players were banged up before the last game against the New York Giants. We can go ahead and talk about A.J. Brown, who had a significant knee injury. It wasn't serious because they rested him in that game against the New York Giants. He didn't play, and so I think he tweaked his knee at practice. I'm thinking it wasn't that serious. That's why he didn't play. That's why he didn't rest. That's why he didn't practice in none of those games. So he should be good to go in that game. Everybody, if the injury, I think the injury report came out usually the Wednesday or Thursday. I saw the injury report. A lot of those guys were taking rest, and some of them guys practiced, but it was light practice. It wasn't no physical hitting. It was a light practice, a walkthrough, if you will. So, like I said, a lot of those guys were resting for the game against Green Bay. So, the Eagles team should be fresh and ready to roll against Green Bay, because Green Bay lost that game, and the Commanders won. If the Commanders lost, the Eagles would have played Commanders. If the Packers had won, the Packers would be playing another opposing opponent. So, a lot to be talked about, a lot on stake. So we'll see what goes on there. But my key to victory is defense, defense, defense. We will have to stop Josh Jacobs from running the ball, because Green Bay is going to try to do the same thing against Saquon. You know what I'm saying? The Eagles got the best wide receiver duo, tight end duo in the league. So the Eagles will be out. I mean, Green Bay will be outmatched with the Eagles there, because the Packers are hurting at the wide receiver position. So the Eagles got two wide receivers, but actually three if Johan Dotson play pretty good. If he can get 3 or 4 catches for 35, 40 yards, maybe a score, that'd be a good help there, because I do expect A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith to be doubled majority of this game. And I expect the tight end to actually get going. So Johan Dotson might see a lot of playing time today against the Packers, because he played pretty well in the last game against Green Bay. I think he had like 5 or 6 catches for over 90 yards. But I don't think he had a touchdown none this year. Well, he had one touchdown. But that's regular season. He didn't. That last game against New York Giants, he played, but no score in the end zone. The Eagles need to run the ball effectively, because, like I said, Green Bay gonna stack the box, and if they stack the box, they gonna be able to pass efficiently. If the Eagles can score, if the Eagles can get 10 to 14 points in the first quarter, that'll be a big boost for the offense, and a very good boost for our defensive line to get good field position to help get this offense back on the field to get more points on the scoreboard. So, like I said, 14 points could be good in the first quarter. Now, the first half come to an end, the Eagles should have 17 to 21 points by halftime. But like I said, I'm not predicting. I'm just saying what should happen if they get everything on the right accord to get the ball out of Hurst's hand, a heartbeat. He shouldn't be sitting back in the backfield too long, scanning the field. The ball needs to be out of his hand in a matter of seconds, because Green Bay Packers will be bringing some blitzes. They're gonna try to get Hurst off his game, because they know he didn't play a game in 3 weeks. So they're gonna try to make sure that he run the ball more than pass, because everybody know when Hurst run the football for first down, he's less effective when he's passing the football. So they're gonna try to get him going early and often when it comes to running, because they're gonna blitz up the middle, and they're gonna try to get him down for sacks and for losses. I expect that to happen. But like I said, if he get his first hit, if he get hit first, you're like, if the Packers come And, the minute he get the ball out of his hand, if he get hit, that'll be great. If he get that first hit, that'll be good. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, he got rust on him. The guy played ball in 3 weeks based off the concussion against the Washington Commanders. That's why I want the Commanders, because of what they did to Jalen Hurts. So we'll see what goes on with the Commanders. But overall, I don't want Hurts to sit in that backfield too long, scanning the field. I want the ball out of his hand in a matter of seconds to the wide receivers or tight end or the running back on these screen plays. I expect the Eagles to run block real well, because like I said, the Packers are going to stack the box. I expect them to run the ball very well against this Packers front, because the Packers are going to try to do the same thing against us. They're going to try to run the ball. And Josh Jacobs has 1,000 yards. Josh Jacobs has 1,000 yards rushing this year. So does King Henry and Saquon Barkley. Those are your top 3 rushes for this season coming to an end. I think Jake had like 1,300 yard rushing, I believe, and Henry had 1,700 yards rushing. He's right behind Saquon with 2,000 yards rushing. The MVP is still in the air. We don't know what's going to happen with that one. A lot of people still thinking that Josh Allen is going to win. To me, he shouldn't be. He shouldn't win. It should go to Saquon Barkley. But then again, we don't do the voting. The fans, not the fans, but the coaches and the players do the votes. The fans are not allowed to vote on the MVP. We should vote for the MVP, but we're not allowed to. So that's players and coaches thing. So we'll see what happens there. And for Saquon, with the 2,000 yard rushing, 9th all time on the all time rushing list, all time 2,000 yard rushing list. Because think about it, the last person to rush for 2,000 yards rushing was the running back from Tennessee Titans. I think it was CJ 2000, Chris Johnson 2000. He was the last rusher. He was the last 2,000 yard rusher in the league. And that's been a long time ago. That's like 8 or 9 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. He was the last 2,000 yard rusher. Saquon, he was 8 at first. Saquon is 9th all time on the list. So if Saquon don't get the MVP for this year, then let you know that he was meant to win in the first place. So it can go either way. Like I said, that's not a case, one case scenario. But overall, like I said, the offense should be able to run blocks. Saquon should get 5, 6 up to 10 yards for first downs. He should break some long runs. Hurts need to get the ball out in the hurry. He need to get to the receivers. Like I said earlier in the video, he needs to get the ball out of his hand in a split second for first downs or whatever yards that he can get on screen plays or down the middle, left and right up the middle for first down plays. Run game should be pretty good. Defense need to tackle, get sacks, and limit this Green Bay offense and keep them off the field as long as you can possible. We need up to 7 to 10 play drives, long drive, because the longer the drives the Eagles do, the less effective Green Bay offense would be. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's going to call for. But, man, anyway, that's what I wanted. That's my key to victory right there. Run. Get the ball out of Hurts' hand in a heartbeat. And defense need to be on point, on key, tackle, get the sacks, interceptions, ball deflection, whatever that they need to keep Green Bay's offense off the field needs to happen tomorrow's game against them in Philadelphia. We'll see what happens there, family. And I am the Almighty Green Talents. This is my piece. This is my NFL Week 1 playoff scenario key to victory. And I am out of here. See you guys in the next 15 to 20 hours. Peace.